Welcome back, guys. Thanks for taking the time, man, to spend time with me. I always appreciate that. And what we're going to take a look at today, man, is EA Sports FC 24. And I'm going to showcase to you why I have such an issue with the way Madden's presentation is and the lack thereof. I'm going to show you why using EA Sports, using their own company, why I still have beef when it comes to Madden and its presentation, right? I'm going to show you how it's done correctly here. And I say correctly, meaning these are the things I would like to see Madden do. I'm not saying that it's perfect. I'm not saying that there's not more left to do, more meat on the bone. Yes. However, I just do not understand why things like this are not currently existing in Madden, right? And you know I'm a gameplay guy, but again, as a simulation person, I talk about gameplay, presentation, and the overall feel and experience of a game. And FC, once again, is doing it on another level. All right, so in case you haven't seen this video, this is the FC 24, the official match day experience. And I'm gonna go through this and let you guys see it. Let me put on the headphones and I'm gonna listen to it along with you guys in real time. Hold on, if I can find the plug for my headphones. Hold on, give me a second. But we're gonna go through this, so I may stop it from time to time and comment on it, but let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. And man, so many things that should be happening. So let's get to it.
Welcome back to our EA Sports FC 24 Deep Dive series. Today we're talking about the new match day experience, and I'm here with Fab and Adriano from the development team at EA. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here. There are a ton of new features coming, so let's just jump into some of the major.
One thing I wanted to point out really quickly, you know, they always talk about sharing technology, right? And here they are talking about Frostbite. And I'm going to show you something.
New features.
The Sapien technology. Sapien technology is also in Madden. You know, that's the one where they're basically taking the scan or the exoskeleton, if you will, the actual body type. And that's how they're able to, give us more of a realistic body type and movement and things like that. Cool. It's cool to see both Madden and FC 24 share that asset. And the reason why I point that out is this is something that they've been advertising for years, and we're yet to see it the way it should be. You know, even when they went to Frostbite with all of these games, they said publicly that the intent was for all of the games to be running on the same foundation. Once again, this is something that still doesn't currently exist. It doesn't. However, it's good to see that they're both using the Sapien technology, but there's some other things or something else here on the screen that Madden doesn't have. Okay, let's continue.
Coming. So let's just jump into some of the major upgrades, starting with the new Frostbite engine.
Yeah, our goal was to make FC 24 really the most immersive and realistic title we've ever launched. And really with the improvements to Frostbite, it's allowed us to bring our players and atmosphere and stadiums to life and really trying to represent the game.
Atmosphere. Let's look at this once again, this little piece.
To Frostbite, it's allowed us to bring our players and atmosphere and stadiums to life and really trying to
look at the crowd. Continue.
Represent the game as authentically as we possibly can.
Yeah, so what that kind of means is looking at the fundamentals, like, how can we make the pitch feel as real as possible? How can we make kits look and feel and react to bodies as they do in real life?
And I understand one of the big changes here is the new player models.
Absolutely. So these new models are a perfect example of how the evolving Frostbite engine can make the playing experience more immersive.
We just wanted to add as much detail to the players as we can.
Because we all know every footballer is different and we want to capture those differences. So whether it be a Sam Kerr or Holland or, Peter Crouch's lanky frame.
Using his head in more ways than one.
It looks incredible, and it just looks like the fabric is completely leveled up. Is that?
All right, here's where I gotta have a comment. Again, Sapien technology being shared by both Great. That sounds like something that's done on Frostbite. And let me just say this as well, in case you're hearing it in the background. My son is in the room behind me playing the Oculus. So if y'all hear some crazy loudness, my bad. But hey, what are you going to do? But again, Sapien Technology being able to share that because both of you are on Frostbite, great. However, let's listen to what this CPU cloth is all about.
That's something that was a focus and a big thing coming to FC24.
Yeah, we completely revamped our cloth system. What's really cool is how the cloth deforms and wrinkles. It really maintains that athletic form underneath and just really adds to the overall athleticism of our players.
It seems like the lighting as well has also really...
I'm going to rewind that. I'm going to rewind this part. Listen to it again.
Brick is completely leveled up. Is that something that was a focus and a big thing coming to FC24?
Yeah, we completely revamped our cloth system. What's really cool is how the cloth deforms and wrinkles. It really maintains that athletic form underneath and just really adds to the overall athleticism of our players.
It seems...
Why do we not have that in Madden? You guys remember some years ago when NHL got like that cloth technology where it was free flowing, and also you're seeing it now in FC24? Why don't we have that in Madden? And some people might say, well, Sim, what's the big deal? Is it just the aesthetic? No, it's not just the aesthetic. What is a feature that I have been asking for years to come to Madden? Years. What is the one feature? Many features, but what is a feature that you can honestly say, yeah, you have been talking about that for years? That would be jersey pulls. You would imagine if the cloth technology, this GPU cloth or what have you, was in Madden, where it's a free-flowing item, it might make it easier to implement something like this. Because even in Madden currently, you see the hands, the hand gesture and stuff when they are to hold or what have you, right? But it does not exist. There is no jersey pulling. So I would think the first step into doing that would be implementing something like this. Same thing I said when NHL first got that technology, the type of, I don't know what it's called, but it was similar to this. And when that happened, I said, oh, Madden needs that to get jersey pulls. Now here goes FC24 introducing CPU cloth. Madden still doesn't have anything like that. Let's continue.
Seems like the lighting as well has also really leveled up this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Another technology that Frostbite has allowed us is something that we're calling feature lighting. So this year you'll notice there's more contrast. The players will just pop more from the background, making it feel more cinematic with more depth to the frame. It's going to make every moment and every match look better than it ever has.
Well, speaking of every match, let's move to the match day experience, which I know has a few fresh features this year.
Let's pay attention to this match day experience. Let me back it up. And I do want to comment a little bit on the lighting. Yes, Madden looks great. It does. Graphically, it looks good. It looks, yeah, can't deny that. So we don't even really need to spend no time with that. Listen to this match day experience. Let's go.
Well, speaking of every match, let's move to the match day experience, which I know has a few fresh features this year. What should we expect when we load up a game?
So if you watch football, you know how broadcasters are constantly bringing more excitement and intrigue to all the moments around the match itself.
Yep, for example, we really wanted to use our augmented reality technology to highlight key stats of the match or inform our players in understanding elements of the game.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite features because it lets you relive the action while also giving context and data about what you just did. One example is actually displaying your team's stamina, so we can actually help them inform, making substitutions. On top of that, we're also showing possession, passes completed, as well as shots on target.
And the atmosphere is built.
Does this remind you of anything that Madden once had? If I remember correctly, maybe I got the name mixed up, but this kind of reminds me of it. Wasn't it like the rewind feature And listen, I'm not saying that it has to be every play or anything like that, but the fact that, again, FC24 is introducing that, right? They call it insight overlays. Yes, we need more of that, okay? So Madden does have the next gen stats and all of that. You get that from time to time, but we need more of that. It needs to be there as presentation. That's like an NFL broadcast, right? Where they're going back and they're breaking down the replay and sometimes the telestrator and all of that. Again, this is presentation, EA. And I'm not even going to say EA. I'm going to say Madden not even Madden development team, Madden decision makers, those who decide on what they're going to invest in Madden. Because I know for a fact, being around the developers, they would love to do all of these type of things. But it's those who decide what they're able to do based on resources allocated. We need this stuff. That's a football broadcast experience. And I'm speaking specifically to my presentation heads. I know they want that, as do I. I want to feel like I'm watching a NFL broadcast when I play this game, especially when I'm offline. A lot of us are franchise guys. We want that offline experience. We want the immersion. This is what I'm saying. Immersion. Little stuff like that makes the game immersive. And it makes you want to play. It makes you also understand what just happened. So guess what you're also doing in the meantime? You're teaching and showcasing the game like the guy said here. Not only are we letting you relive the action, but we're also letting you know what happened. Come on, man. Now check this one out.
Building up already.
And there are actually a bunch of new visual experiences. We're introducing snappier dynamic match intros that are mode specific, and they get you into the action quickly while still setting the stage and reminding you what you're playing for.
Yeah, absolutely. And with match day menus, whether it's in the intro, at halftime, or at full time, we're able to bring players to locker rooms, commentator gantry, tunnels within the stadium, even on the pitch with subs, and it's going to make their match day experience feel all that more immersive.
One thing I want to point out as we're seeing all of this is a new gameplay camera, and it feels...
Y'all know I got to rewind that whole section. This is what I'm talking about. Man, just imagine it being in the NFL. Dynamic intros, showing you all of these different things, and dynamic. Now, again, I haven't played in the past FIFA long term or in season mode or anything like that. I don't know how much I will do that in FC24 because it's not my sport. So I can't say how dynamic this stuff is going to be or if it gets repetitive, yada, yada, yada. However, I like the fact that it's dynamic, and I like that they're showing multiple different things. It's more than just the same intro, which we see in Madden time after time after time. And again, they're showing you cutscenes that's illustrating what's happening in real time. Madden only touches the surface of that. Now, what Madden is doing in 24, okay, cool with the emotion stuff. That's immersion. But you need more than that, man. You need more than that. Again, watch this entire section. Commentators and all of that.
Sphere is building up already.
And there are actually a bunch of new visual experiences. We're introducing snappier dynamic match intros that are mode specific, and they get you into the action quickly.
Intros are mode specific,
while still setting the stage and reminding you what you're playing for.
Yeah, absolutely. And with match day menus, whether it's in the intro, at halftime, or at full time, we're able to bring players to locker rooms, commentator gantry, tunnels within the stadium, even on the pitch with subs, and it's going to make their match day experience feel all that more immersive.
One thing I want to point out as we're seeing all of this is a new gameplay camera, and it feels like the community is actually really going to like this edition.
Yeah, good eye. So that's one thing we are adding in FC24. So we've taken kind of inspiration from some of the most popular cameras in our communities, and we've tried to blend that tactical view with something that was also immersive and entertaining. On top of that, we have a brand new referee point of view camera that you'll see before some free kicks and even during some yellow cards and red cards, and it's going to give you a brand new perspective from the pitch.
I also heard that we finally get to see the comment.
Referee point of view camera. You think that might have been an exciting way to reintroduce refs on the field in Madden 24?
Commentators broadcasting the game, and in particular, do we spy some new faces here?
We are super excited with a new commentary duo that we're welcoming to FC24, starting with English commentator Guy Mowbray and former English international Sue Smith.
Could be something on. And there's the opener. The all-important first goal of the game.
Absolutely smashes it past the keeper. And you have to say it was a good finish.
All right, with the new commentary team, excited to hear how they recap a goal, but also so excited to hit these new celebrations.
You know, we all know it'll be really hard to compete with the gritty, but we've got some new...
Two things I want to talk about here. I know they introduced the new commentator team, but I swear a few scenes before that they showed other commentators. So it makes me think that FC24 has more than one pair of commentators. Also, did you hear what this guy just said about celebrations? Which also you see a whole lot of new celebrations in Madden 24. At least we did see him in the beta. He just said, I know it's going to be hard to compete with the gritty. Why is that important? Well, shameless plug here. If you happen to catch the last Sim Standard Power Hour, I talked about how EA Sports games should all be running on the same accord, same foundation, and they're built on the same foundation. And then you just, tinker the foundation to fit your sport. And I said, hey, it's cool to compete, but it feels like that they're literally competing with technology and everything. And my man here just says, I know it's going to be hard to compete. He's talking about American football. Now, I can't confirm that, but it just seems like, the FIFA team is trying to slay the Madden team, which is cool. You can have competition amongst, the teams. The problem is, why isn't it that all of the EA Sports games, why don't they share the same features? Graphics, animation, AI, assets. I will never understand why they don't build their games that way. And again, when they brought Frostbite to the picture, they said the idea was for all of the games to be on the same baseline. And yet we are not even seeing Madden and now FC24 share all assets.
Inspired by real world celebrations that I really think people are going to love.
Yeah, and it's not just goal celebrations. We also wanted to focus in on key moments during the play. For instance, like a big save or a key block where you actually see their teammates rush them and celebrate with them, creating these cool moments during the action.
I appreciate you both taking the time to walk through all of these visual improvements coming to FC24, from the new revolutionized Frostbite engine to the revamped...
All right, I can stop it right there. And I'm just going to let it, play again in the background here for a moment as I wrap up. Again, you see some technology being shared, like the Sapien technology. And obviously now, FIFA is, FC24 is introducing more celebrations, as is Madden. But again, it's just too much stuff that I like from what I see here coming in FC24 that will not be in Madden 24. Too many things with presentation outside of just gameplay. You guys know it to me, it's all one, right? A simulation sport has to feel, look, and just have the overall experience of the sport you see on television. It has to have the full package. And as you can see, this appears to be way more immersive. I don't understand that. And speaking of the crowd, have you guys noticed? I know I noticed it playing the Madden 24 beta. They don't even have those little quick shots to the crowd anymore after a big play. And I thought that was a nice addition to return to Madden a couple years ago, but I don't think it was in 24. Now, it was a beta. Somebody might say all of the presentation wasn't there. Maybe so. I don't know. But if they have taken that out of the game, again, I don't understand this. You need that crowd to be involved. You know, and it did sound like the audio and stuff for the crowd is a bit better in Madden 24, but man, we need more and more and more presentation. That's one of the biggest hits that Madden gets, right? Outside of gameplay. Outside of gameplay, people will continue to complain about the bells and whistles not being there, and a lot of those bells and whistles is presentation. Y'all got to get it together, man. You know, it's at a point where it's really just not an excuse. And again, like I said, you know, I don't speak on a certain level because I understand who's making the decision down there. It's got to come from up top. It's got to come from those who decide how much resources and assets and investment is going to go into Madden. It's time for you guys to get up off of your you know what. Get up off of it, man, and let the Madden team develop. Because like I said before, EA Sports College Football is coming. Let that game not be immersive. And watch what's going to happen. Off of how everybody knew the last NCAA, you know, in 14, how that was. Let the new college game not be as deep or as immersive. And if you do that in that game, then you best to make sure Madden can match the immersion of that. So I just wanted to make this quick video, and I know it's not quick. I'm looking right now. It's been about 22 minutes. Just felt like I needed to do this, man, because Smitty and I just talked about this on Thursday, and here we are. I watched this trailer yesterday, and I'm like, come on, man, this is the stuff we're talking about. And this is even beyond gameplay. This is what we're talking about. Got to get it together. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you guys haven't, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.